In 1889, a man saw a horse being beaten in a Turin plaza. He rushed forward, threw his arms around the animal's neck, and collapsed. He never recovered his mind. He spent the last 11 years of his life in silence. His name was Friedrich Nietzsche, and the ideas inside that broken mind had already begun to reshape everything. Nietzsche was born in 1844 in Prussia, the son of a Lutheran minister. His father died when Friedrich was 4, leaving him to be raised by his mother, grandmother, and 2 aunts, surrounded entirely by women in a world of piety and propriety. He was expected to follow his father into the ministry. He did not. By 24, he was a professor of classical philology at the University of Basel. He had not yet finished his doctorate. The university awarded it to him anyway. He was that good. His first book, The Birth of Tragedy, argued that the ancient Greeks weren't the serene rationalists history remembered. They were terrified people who invented art and mythology to survive the chaos of existence. The academics hated it. They called it unscholarly. One major classical scholar said it had nothing to do with philology at all. Nietzsche agreed. He was done with philology. He was after something larger. What he found was God, or rather, the absence of God. In 1882, he wrote what may be the most consequential line in modern philosophy. God is dead. God remains dead, and we have killed him. People have misread this for 140 years. Nietzsche wasn't celebrating. He was terrifying himself. He understood that Europe had built its entire moral framework on Christianity. Its ideas of good and evil, of meaning, of human dignity, all of it was scaffolded on that one foundation. And now the foundation was crumbling. What did we do when we unchained this earth from its sun? He wrote. Where is it moving now? Away from all suns? Are we not plunging continually, backward, sideward, forward, in all directions? The question wasn't whether God existed. The question was, what do humans do with freedom they aren't prepared for? His answer was the Übermensch, the overman. Not a race, not a political figure, a psychological idea. A human being who creates their own values, who doesn't inherit meaning from religion or tradition or society, who looks at the chaos of existence and says, I will make something of this. He wrote Also sprach Zarathustra in 3 bursts of 10 days each. He later called it the deepest book humanity possesses. His protagonist descends from a mountain to share wisdom no one wants to hear, that comfort is the enemy of greatness, that suffering has value, that you must become what you are. What does not kill me makes me stronger. Nietzsche also gave us the concept of eternal recurrence, the thought experiment that defines his entire philosophy. Imagine, he wrote, that you must live this exact life, every moment of it, again and again, forever. Every mistake, every triumph, every mundane Tuesday afternoon, every heartbreak, forever. Would you despair? Or would you say, yes, I choose this, all of it, again? That choice, the willingness to affirm your life completely, was, for Nietzsche, the highest achievement of the human spirit. He called it amor fati, love of fate. not acceptance, not resignation, love. An active, unconditional embrace of everything that happens to you, because everything that happens to you is part of what you are. By the time Nietzsche had finished his most important work, he had almost no readers. He was sick, migraines, collapsing eyesight, stomach ailments that left him bedridden for weeks. He paid to publish most of his books himself. He sent copies to famous intellectuals who did not reply. Then he went mad in Turin, holding a horse. His sister, Elizabeth, took control of his work and began editing his unpublished notes. She removed passages. She added others. She shaped his ideas to fit her own politics. Politics he had explicitly condemned. The damage she did to his legacy took decades to untangle. But the ideas themselves survived. Nietzsche asked the most uncomfortable question philosophy had ever posed. If there is no God, no fixed morality, no predetermined meaning, what will you do with the freedom? Will you collapse into nihilism? Will you chase comfort until you die, bored and safe? Or will you create? Will you build? Will you become something worth becoming? He called the person who takes the easy path the last man. Comfortable, content, blinking. We have invented happiness, the last man says, and blinks. Nietzsche wanted more than happiness. He wanted greatness. Man must be surpassed, he wrote, not by evolution, not by technology, by will, by the relentless commitment to becoming. He never became famous in his lifetime, but he became the thinker that everyone who wanted to think seriously eventually had to reckon with. Dostoevsky, Freud, Jung, Camus, Sartre, Foucault. They all came through Nietzsche. They all had to decide what to do with him. So do you. The questions he left behind don't have easy answers. They weren't meant to. They were meant to push you off the ledge of your comfortable assumptions and make you figure out how to fly. He who has a why to live, he wrote, can bear almost any how. Find your why.